The very question, what is healing, is not something that should be answered too quickly. It is only something in which one can participate with a sense of wonder and questioning that is never fully resolved. Like the truth, healing is not something to be known, but something to be. And I think that quote captures it. Today's Inner Work Essential is Healers on Healing, a collection of 40 essays or contributions from clinical psychologists, medical doctors, alternative healers, shamans, and your grandmother down the street, all attempting to answer the question, what is healing? Unfortunately, that quote that I just said, that quote of real significance about the wonder, the mystery, and the ineffability of healing as a practice and a process over time, comes at the very end of this collection. A more typical response to the question of what is healing is found at the beginning of this book, so I'm going to read it because I think it captures probably what you've heard before. In English, health is defined as a condition of wholeness or freedom from defect or separation. It is therefore akin to the word harmony. To heal means to make whole or to bring back together that which has been separated, as in healing a wound or a relationship. And that's true, right? That is a true definition of what it means to heal, but it doesn't get us very far in terms of the subtle art of mental health, which is what this video is all about. A 5 or 6 minute exploration of trying to really narrow in on the question of healing as a pragmatic process, rather than the end result. Because I'm gonna wager a bet at this point in the video that you're probably already deeply familiar with what healing might or might not be. You've got a variety of traumatic experiences which you've become aware of and resolved to some degree, and also a level of engagement with reality where healing isn't something that's so abstract, but is rather experienced within yourself. So, what do I want to say? What is the subtle art of mental health? Well, from my own personal journey of healing suicidal depression to, well, at the very least not suicidal depression, spending the last 27 months researching hundreds of books about healing and 2 years of supporting clients with issues ranging from childhood sexual abuse to autoimmune diseases and loss of countless varieties. Healing is the journey towards wholeness, but the journey towards wholeness cannot be achieved without 2 fundamental energetic prerequisites: understanding and acceptance. I think the main pragmatic gains to be made within the inner working space come from clarity and lucidity. This is the understanding element. And then an acceptance of what you see. It's why shadow work, parts work, and generally any kind of unconscious exploration, either somatically or intellectually, brings so much benefit. Because without that real, narrowed-in, specific vision of what you're attempting to heal, or what you're attempting to bring back in as your sense of wholeness, you're going to run the risk of artificial unionism. You're going to run the risk of skipping to a non-dualistic acceptance without truly knowing where value judgments can be placed. Good parts and bad parts are a terminology which is becoming untrendy, but it's necessary. The spirals of healing build layer upon layer, and without a true understanding through a real introspective process, which in my opinion comes from reading and sustained self-work over the course of multiple years, you aren't whole without that process. The first 2 months of being on the healing journey where you get a glimmer of wholeness, that's the word that we use linguistically, wholeness, is actually something more like a divinely inspired peak experience of transpersonal bedazzlement. And how do I know this is the case? I know this is the case because that experience lasts for a few hours, maybe a few days. Very unlikely it'll be a week, and definitely not a month. Wholeness isn't a synonym for over-identifying with a particularly delicious part of yourself. It's actually a full, honest understanding and acceptance of all those parts that we don't want to see, which is why acceptance is the next pragmatic step on the subtle art of mental health. If all you can do on your healing journey, if all you're aiming towards, if the core essence of what you focus on for the next 2 years of self-work is to understand with 80% clarity and accept that 80% to at least another 80%, you are far more healed than anyone who's prioritizing wholeness and divinity and love and compassion and wonderful, wonderful, true healing concepts at the detriment of proper, lucid understanding. If you can understand and you can accept, then you can begin to apply love and compassion. But before that stage, you're merely throwing love out there and not knowing exactly where it's landing. It's good to be in the state of love, but I don't think it's going to take you as far as you probably want to go. At least, not if you're interested in a real, genuine sense of wholeness and complexity across a variety of elements of your selfhood, right? It's a hard space to be in. It takes a long period of time, but as far as I can tell, from everything I've encountered, the subtle art of mental health is understanding and acceptance on a long term, a short term, an hour by hour term, and above all else, an ability to see the world and see yourself clearly. So, if you're ready to start seeing more clearly, well, it's probably a good idea to unblock that baggage and get rid of all those traumatic processes inside of yourself, so you've got a bit more energetic capacity to see past delusion. If you're interested in doing that, let's get all that darkness out your body with the next video of Inner Work Essentials and learn how somatic therapy could be, probably is, the next step for you. I'll see you over there.